I wanted to make an update video on the Motocomposites fender that I received. I made a video of it a bit earlier where the fender was rubbing on the front tire. And just as a quick update, I called them, actually I sent them an email and sent them the video that I posted to YouTube, and they responded back saying, please send us a video of the original fender being destroyed, we'll send you a new one. So I sent them the video of me tearing apart the original fender they sent, and then about I think it was a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, I got a new fender in the mail. So not necessarily a bad customer service experience whatsoever. So put the new fender on, and there's tape for the last track day. Put the fender on, and as a quick review, it doesn't touch the wheel, or the tire rather, but it is awfully close. Here is the front, the spacing between the front. Here is the spacing at the rear. So very, very close to the edge. It does not drag though, so that's good. The other that's good. It's pretty firm. It won't flex too much, and part of the reason why it won't flex too much is I have these guys cranked down pretty hard. These are the plastic fender brackets into which the mounting bolts go, and they're cranked down pretty hard. My only, I guess, real problem is that it's not flush or straight, if you will, with the tire. You can see that it's offset just a little bit, so it's not quite centered with the tire. That bothers me. Kind of bothers my wife too. This is her bike, and I kind of would have thought that it would be, pretty easy to get it centered. Now I've noticed that as I tighten one side or the other, it does shift, if it's centered or not. But my current issue is that if I tighten up one side, or if I loosen one side up and it goes back to the center, the back end rubs. The back end of the fender does rub. So I squeeze and tighten up the bolts on both sides. This goes out of alignment, but the back end of the fender rises up off the back end of the tire. So it's kind of this is my best compromise. So you can definitely see it. It's definitely not square flush with the tire. The bike has not had a front end hit, but it kind of looks that way from the fender. The original fender certainly doesn't sit this way, and as I recall, the original fender that Motocomposites sent to me also sat square. It's just that it sat with the back end of the fender resting on the tire. So all in all, I mean, it looks nice, but it's obviously, it's not right. But it will work, and I suspect that I will more than likely purchase another fender from another company in order to rectify this one. The only issue that I can see is that the weave may be a little bit different. The rest of the carbon fiber bits on the bike come from Motocomposites, except for the exhausts. So anyway, overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this maybe a 6. I mean, the finish though, the actual carbon fiber bit, it's dirty, but because it's been sitting in the garage and we took it out on a ride earlier, and so it's dirty, but the finish is really, really nice. No real flaws at all that I can see in the clear coat. Everything looks really good. It's just that fitment is off, so that does spoil the experience a bit. So Anyway, just to write up about that, my wife really likes having the fender on it, and it's just that it's just not right. Would I recommend going and buying it? Well, if you have a 620 or a 750, I would not. I think there are better options out there. And oh, here's one more thing I wanted to point out. Here, I put a little spacer right there to help keep the back of the fender up. This is a mounting bolt for a I think it's the speedometer for some of the older models, and which is drilled in there. The original Ducati fender doesn't have that, so honestly, it doesn't really matter from the perspective that you know, this overall shape should be the same between almost all Monster years that include the air-cooled engine. Maybe some slight variations, but the basic shape should be the same. So I don't necessarily care about that, but I did put a little spacer here in order to help the spacing on the back of the fender to keep it from rubbing. So anyway, just a quick update video, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe riding out there. Thanks.